And on the phone from Cronulla in New South Wales is Mr. Oh, well, I'm going to go through my spiel that I worked out here. Okay, so you just hang there, Luke. All right, so CMAA Male Artist of the Year, Independent Country Music Artist of the Year twice, and 9-time Golden Guitar winner, and hoping to add 3 more to that in a couple of weeks' time, Mr. Luke O'Shea. Good evening, Luke.
Well, that was pretty fresh intro. Thanks for that, mate.
No problem.
How you guys going down there? It's been pretty smoky all over, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty smoky, and and to add to the smoke, it's raining too.
Wow, confusing times. It's I'm really feeling for Victorians and a lot of New South Welshmen up here, and pretty much it's everywhere, isn't it?
It is, mate. Yeah.
Kangaroo Island, they got smashed. Jeez.
Yep.
It's crazy times, mate.
So anyway, how's life in country music?
Oh, it's pretty full on, yeah. Getting ready for the brand new release. It was 3 years in the making this time, so it's a lesson on how life just gets in the way making this album. And but proud to say the songs have withstood the test of time, and they've been road tested to the nth degree. And I feel like the production is quite special and ready to kind of be unleashed into anyone who wants to hear a story or two.
Yep. Now this is going to be your 7th album.
Yeah, 7th country album, 8 album all up. But it's the band are reminding me just how much material there is to kind of learn and go through now. So they're a bit off me.
Yep, fair enough. And the album's called. I'll try and get it right. They're in the Ochi.
They're in the Ochre.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ochre being the rocks that they'd scrape into the stories into the cave walls.
Yep.
Ancient man and. It came to me in a dream, and that line, and it just really set the bar for me with this storytelling within the song, and the need for us to express it through art, being an ancient need. Going back to caveman times all the way through to now, where we tell stories through song and other art forms.
Yep. Now, you've got one collaboration on there with Lynn, and we'll talk about that song in a minute. But is there any others that you can let us know about?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's actually 3 duets with Lynn on this album, and one with Ashley Dallas as well.
Okay.
So there's plenty, it actually kind of started and evolved with other people and it's written with other people, but the reason being is because Lynn and I just spend so much time on the road together.
Yep.
That we just find that frequency where our voices just melt, nicely. And so once you start playing those songs quite a fair bit, if people want to hear that sound and hopefully take it home with them in the shape of a CD.
Now, I was actually surprised to see you not in Tamworth already. You not mentoring at the academy?
No, mate. I'm a school teacher throughout the rest of the year, so I think they realise that I've probably had enough of kind of staying there. And when the holidays come around, I just go, you beauty, I disappear down vacation.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, fortunately, it's been not the case this year, just due to the devastating fires. But, look out for each other.
That's
look
it.
After each.
Yeah, well, it's been great. I saw that Celeste Barber now has raised over $35 million. She started off with a goal to raise $30,000 for her because I think it was her in-laws lost their house, and she's raised over $35 million now on Facebook.
It's incredible, and just that's one person. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and the generosity of everyone else too. Actually in Victoria, they've now stopped taking donations for food and water and clothes and all that. They're now just taking money donations.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because it's. I was just reading an article on what does help these people to have that choice of food, coupons as opposed to just giving them food or clothing, so they can choose. It's but it is so beautiful and indicative of the generosity of everyday Australians.
Well, that's it, mate. Yep. Now, sing me a story with Lynn Botel, written by Felicity Urquhart and yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, so Lynn and I and Felicity and a couple other people out there, Shane Nicholson and Kevin Bennett and a few other blokes, we get together every year for a couple of times a year and run these songwriters retreats out near the DAG Sheep Station in Nundle. And as part of the retreat, you show the tutors, you show the attendees just how you go about the process of a co-write. And so Felicity Urquhart and I were chosen to do it this evening. And so we sit in front of about 30 of our attendees and all our peers, and we kind of sit there going, right, what rhymes with cat? And basically, if you're doing this, you want to give it a red hot go. So, as mentioned before, that line there on the acre really came to me through the subconscious, and I just went, let's follow that line in our love of a story in country music, because that's what defines this genre to me. It's when you can feel the people or the characters or the history or the heartbreak or the laughter within it. This country of ours, that's a country song, and so we pursued that line, and this was the product of it. And as I mentioned before, because Lynn and I just spent so much time on the road, our voices just seem to really kind of find comfort in each other's kind of frequency there. And we put it down, and thankfully it's resonated enough for it to connect with people out there to put their name and votes to it to see us as Golden Guitar finalists 3 times over.
3 times over, yes, correct. So I'm going to get to the Golden Guitars because I want to get your opinion on who you think's going to win a few of these awards a little bit later on. Now, excuse me, I was just interested to hear you say there that you're sitting there and you with Felicity and you say what rhymes with cat. Now, I'm not sure if you're taking the what out of me, but I've been to and I'm not a songwriter. I don't play an instrument or whatever, but I have been to an Alan Caswell songwriting thing earlier in the year, and Cass told us that that's not really the way to go.
Look,
you can do it, but if you want to just tell the story, not try and rhyme things over, is which way? Well, which way do you think on that?
Yeah, I think, and Alan would definitely agree. There's no rules when it comes to songwriting.
Yep.
There's no set formula that kind of one should follow. If it comes out when you're upside down hanging from a tree, go for it. If you're humming a tune and that it dictates the story, or if you've got the story first, or a turn of phrase, or a word, or a feeling, there's no 2 songs that will kind of start the same way. The spark of inspiration is a mystery, and that's why we all find it fascinating. It's a witchcraft, it's a magic, it's something that cannot be described. There are ways to stick to a formula. There are rules and there are set forms that do work time and time again, and you see it in the charts. And you can hear the chorus and the verse and the bridge, and you hear those patterns. But again, if you know those rules, you can break them. So there's no real set way to go about writing a song, my friend. It's just how it comes.
How it comes. Yep, no problem. That's good. One of my favourite singer-songwriters is Michael Waugh, and I just you listen to Michael and sort of nothing. There's nothing that rhymes in there or whatever.
Yeah, no, he's a masterful storyteller and a beautiful human being. So it's just. I'm sure, the more you delve into the wicker and craft of songwriting, the more you understand that there's you can't quite explain how it works.
Sweet. Now, Tamworth is coming up in about 10 days?
Yeah, not far away at all, my friend. Yeah, it's getting close, and I know there's been a lot of rumours about and speculation about if it would go ahead due to the water restrictions, etc. But it's all systems go, and the town's really looking forward to the influx of enthusiasm and vibrancy that comes from everyone coming into get into country music.
Yep. Well, yeah, I'd love to get up there, but unfortunately, work doesn't permit that. So
no, it's an institution. It's one of those things that will always hopefully be there year after year after year. So put on your bucket list if you haven't been before, because it's definitely a wonderful experience.
I went up to Hats Off not last year, the year before, I think it was.
Yeah.
Last year. Last year I wasn't there.
Very, very different beast. Hats Off. It's over a weekend, close over the 10 days, and mate. Look, they'd love to see you up there. That's for sure.
Now, what gigs you got over the Tamworth? Whatever we're going 10-day festival.
Well, look, we've been very lucky to be adopted by the Tamworth Services Club. Have been for a number of years, and I owe a lot to those people because it gave me a stage where I could just be myself and write original stories and tell them from the heart and, deliver them in a way where, I had 20 years of trying to make people dance and closing B&S balls and rodeo and pubs and one thing I've learned is that if there's a choice to buy a rum and coke or your album, you're always going to lose out.
Yeah, the correct, yes.
At 12 o'clock at night, and people aren't really too interested in the craft of the story when it's at late o'clock, late at night. So I deliberately moved the times forward to listening time zones. 3:30 to 6:30, pretty much every day of the festival.
Yep.
Beautiful downstairs room where there's not a keynote screen to be seen. There's no one riding a horse home from Flemington or Roselle. It's just a space where you can listen. It's nice and air-conditioned, beer and glasses, a brilliant sound system and an incredible band. So we feel very spoiled, and I know people keep saying, you just got to limit yourself to just one big show. Tickets, I'm saying, no, it's the joy of playing each show with my friends and the incredible musos and bands and telling stories, and every show is different.
Mm-hmm. Very, very good. And you told me you're coming down to Melbourne in February, which hopefully I will get to the Mantra to see you.
Oh, awesome. Yes, with the wonderful Limbo Cello as part of our Love and Laughter tour. Yes, we're looking forward to that.
Yep, Dave and Patsy do a great job at the Mantra.
Yeah, I think we're there, on the 22nd of February, is it?
Yep, and I'm
the
pretty
22nd
much...
at the Nuji Hotel and the Mighty Nuge, if that's hopefully still standing. It's surrounded by a lot of timber around there, so I know they've been in trouble. But, I love Victoria, mate, and any chance we can get down there is always jumped on.
Well, I'm hoping. I think my wife's got a hens night on that night, so I'll be able to drop her off and then come to that. So,
Ripper. Yeah. So the Mantra, what is it? Studio and
Mantra Studio and Bistro, which is in Yarraville.
That's right. I played there once before, mate. And it's fantastic.
Yeah, great little place. All right, now I want to ask you some questions on who you think's going to win some of the awards at Tamworth this year.
Right, bring it on.
For the Golden Guitars. All right, so the Alternative Country Album of the Year. So you've got Brad Butcher's Travelling Salesman, Hayley Marston's Spectacular Heartbreak, Jenny Mitchell's Wildfires, Kevin Bennett and the Flood with Blood Red Ties, or Michael Waugh's The Weir.
Oh, goodness. Impossible to choose. They're all brilliant writers, and I love them all dearly. They're just incredible. Jenny Mitchell's Wildfires is something very, very special from young Kiwi. Michael Waugh's storytelling is, so Australian, distinct, as is Kevin Bennett's. Mate, I'm going to dodge that one and say no idea. Brad Butcher's a great mate as well, but holy moly, what a tough decision that will be.
All right, now what about the Contemporary Country Album of the Year, which is Amber Lawrence's Spark, Busby Maroo's The Great Divide, Cornell and Cars with the We Go Way Back, Lee Kernaghan's Backroad Nation, or Morgan Evans' Things That We Drink To.
Yeah, look, Morgan's had such a big year, and it's taken such a long time to get that album out that, it's probably gained a lot of support. And
But has it? That's we don't hear much of Morgan Evans over in Australia.
Yeah. Look, again, man, it's just one of those things. I know, like, Amber works so hard and she's so good at what she does, as does Lee, and he's got just that enormous following and loyal supporters there. But, and Busby Maroo, obviously, very big across a couple of genres and have mainstream support. So, featuring advertising campaigns, mate. So, again, they're all very, very strong in their fields and, again, impossible for me to guess. But, look, if I'd say anything, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, my favourite out of that would be Cornell and Cars.
Right. Well, they're great blokes, but, man, they're up against juggernaut machines and labels. I know those boys aren't backed by too big a label, but they haven't got the push of Morgan or Lee's or even Amber's, or Busby's. So, for me, they'd be the dark outsiders if they get it. But
does that see? I get a little bit disappointed to hear that the push of the labels. Why would the label need to? If it's good, it should win.
Exactly. I'm total agreement with you. But again, it's about who's actually had the time to connect and listen. And if all the judges out there, which they have to do, must listen entirely to the album, then it'll stand on its own merits.
Yep.
So you're right in regards to the judging is down to just the pure quality of the album as opposed to the smoke and mirrors that go on behind and around the scene. So, yep, if it's the quality, I must say I'm not aware of the album. I haven't listened to any of those ones you've just listed.
Okay.
I'm more the alternate stuff. That's what I really love.
So we'll go to the traditional country then.
Okay.
So Angus Gill's Welcome to My Heart, Ashley Dallas's Reflections, Felicity Urquhart's Frozen Rabbit, Gina Jeffrey's Beautiful Tangle, or Sarah Stora's Rain Dance.
Wow, I'm so glad you're asking these questions, man, because it's tough, eh?
It is very extremely.
Just again, hopefully it all comes down to the quality of the albums. But Sarah is just such a female voice of Australia. It's just very hard to go past Sarah. But then you've got, Ash Dallas is developed into such a magnificent writer.
Yep.
That on this album, it's just fantastic. But then you've also got, Felicity Urquhart. Now, to what she a finalist in 8 different categories,
yes.
and that's just the quality of this album. It's just brilliant, and also just her beautiful personality and delivery, and so it's, once again, mate, it's just going to come down to what really resonated with the judges out there. But I find it very difficult to squeezing them a cigarette paper between those ones.
Yeah. Well, my opinion would be Angus Gill's Welcome to My Heart. It's beautifully produced that.
He's a great fellow, Angus, and what a young, what an old soul he is.
He is very much so, mate. Yeah, he played at a concert up for me in Wollongong up in back in March last year, and he was sensational.
Yeah, no, he's a true gentleman, and as I said, just such an old soul. The maturity that comes through his lyrics and productions and ideas, and his go-getter attitude's crazy.
Yep. All right, mate. Well, look, we have run out of time tonight, and I want to thank you very much. And I truly am humbled to have a 9-time Golden Guitar winner on my show.
Oh, mate, the pleasure's honour's all mine. It's been a joy to kind of speak to you and all your listeners. And, mate, I wish you the greatest 2020 year.
Thank you very much.
Up soon when I release a few more of these singles from it.
Yep, no problems. And I will hopefully catch up with you on the 22nd of Feb at the Mantra.
Looking forward to it.
All right, this is Luke O'Shea and Lynn Botel and Sing Me a Story.
I'm there in the ochre, scratched deep in the wall. I'm the line that lays upon sleepers, stretching till dawn. And I am the echo of an axe on the eucalypt breeze. And I'm there in the hull of a tall ship high upon the seas. Sing me a story, one that I can believe. Take me to places that I couldn't dream of. Open my eyes. Won't you teach me the lessons that I need to learn? Unlock my heart and just let it all burn. Oh, awaken the spirit in me so I can believe. Won't you sing up my country? Sing it for me.